We've now seen how to get a template ref, and we've said that we can use template refs to stamp out a dynamic number of copies of the contents of the template referred to by the template ref. But where can we stamp out those copies? Anywhere in the UI? Well, sorta. We're going to be looking at injecting template refs later in the course, but before we can get to that, we need to discuss view containers and view container refs. Like templates and template refs, view containers are the thing, and view container refs are the references to them. In this case, view containers are the places where we can inject our template refs, but here's the thing. They're slightly misnamed. Views don't go inside view containers when we add them. Instead, they go next to or after the view container. Not generally a big deal, but good to know. Let's go see that in our demo application. Let's take a look at how we can go about getting a view container ref, and then a little bit about what we can do with it once we have it. So we'll go into our view container ref widget. We've got a couple of buttons across the top here, and it's just going to give me the ability to add instances of my templates. So I can add a couple instances of template 1, I can add template 2, and then if I want to, I can go ahead and clear out template 1 and go ahead and add it in again. The code for this, we're going to start in our widget component, and we're going to declare a couple of divs with template ref variables of VCR1 and VCR2, VCR for view container ref. And then we just define a couple of templates down the bottom here, T1, T2, and T3. Up at the top, we have our buttons. They call add template 1, add template 2, and clear VCR1. Taking a look at the code, you can see that we're using all view child in this case. We're going and getting VCR1 using the template reference variable, and we need to explicitly state that we want to read the view container ref. So for VCR1 and VCR2, we explicitly state with our read option that we want the view container ref. View child to get T1, T2, T3, just like we've seen before. And then we have the code that actually starts to work with our view container ref. So when we click the add template 1 button, we're calling this function right here, which uses the VCR1 create embedded view to simply show template 1 inside or actually next to that space. We'll take a look at that next to in just a second. Same thing for template 2. We're creating an embedded view using T2. We can check the length, and we use that to either enable or disable our button for clearing. And then clearing itself, we just call the clear function. We'll take a look here. There are a bunch of other functions available on our view container ref. Most of them are pretty straightforward. Some of them we're going to take a look at a little bit later in the course. But you can see, as we saw, we can check the length, we can move templates around, we can check the index, we can get different templates or different views inside that view container. Now, the last thing I want to do is jump over and bring up the dev tools. Here is my view container ref widget. Let's give ourselves a little more room here. Go down through my buttons, and I have my div. This is my, let's see if I can make this a little more obvious. Here's my div that is my view container ref. When I actually inject or create the embedded view, it doesn't go inside that div, it goes after it or next to it. Okay, so that's a little bit different than you might expect, but the effect is the same.